Okay, so the scene starts off literally exactly where we left off last movie, with the entire squad being taken out the base by an army and now being transported to a new facility. And this whole scene really looking like gameplay our COD zombies. This entire franchise did a complete 180. Now we got a whole bunch of zombies running around the place like a whole bunch of tweakers next to the bus station. You can't make no eye contact. 1 second you're chilling waiting for the bus, and the next bro has turned into the damn dragon warrior and it's hitting you with combos your eyes can't even register. But they end up making it inside safely as we get introduced to the greatest villain in Maze Runner history, Janson. And yes, he's worse than Gally. I don't think I've ever peeped a more love of the game villain than bro right here. His entire purpose in life is to catch Thomas and Thomas only, and that's to be the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But he takes them around the spot, giving them a tour and giving them a place to stay. Got them over here looking like me back in lockdown, showering for the first time in days. Fortnite was the only priority I had. Nigga was in straight flow state. Sensational. They get situated into the spot and we find out that there's a whole room full of kids who lived in different mazes. We even had people coming from an all-girls maze as a man. Brody was straight living the dream, over here trying to act all mysterious in the back with his head up. Dog, we all know what you was up to. Over here acting like nothing was going down. Yeah. As Janson comes back into the room and says a select few of them will be taken to a safe haven every week, calling out different names to be transferred. And I don't even know why they're all over here happy and excited just to get slimed out. They didn't have a single reason to trust these people. Absolutely zero credibility to their name. You stupid. But they get sent back to their living quarters, and as they're sleeping, we got Mr. Quarter catch them all, pulling up on Thomas from under the bed. Police! Help! I've never seen a man get too much play to the point he decides to switch teams, pulling up underneath other guys' beds. And he got the gall, the audacity to be talking about follow me. No! I'm making as much noise as physically possible. Got Brody out here looking like the wise himself. And he gonna come out the vent as well. This is the clear-cut definition of an imposter. You're one of those. But for some reason, Thomas goes with him, climbing all the way through the vents as he tells him to watch something happening underneath. As we see a whole bunch of kids' bodies being transferred into a secret room. And ever since they transfer in these kids every single day, and once they go in, they do not come back out. And hey, that was low-key a better alternative to what I thought he was going to show Thomas. I'd be worried for a minute. As we fast forward to the next day, and after seeing what he just saw, Thomas is on straight go mode, with his only plan of action being to attack, pulling up on the guards and yet again causing an entire scruffle. And I feel bad for this security guard, his own teammate, his very own co-worker. Dog, his work husband himself is providing absolutely zero help. Cause let's just get a VAR in on bro, as Thomas is over here pushing his colleague. Look at this nigga, he over here fighting with his eyes, ain't move a single muscle. And hey, I know a crazy nigga look when I see one. This is not it, as Janson ends up pulling up and puts in more work than Brody, sending them back into their rooms. And turns out this whole altercation was a play for Thomas to get the keycard to the door. Brody got pickpocket on Hall of Fame, cause ain't no way he got a keycard just from that little push. As Thomas and Aries call through the vents yet again, pulling up inside the room just to see the manufacturing grievers and every kid whose name was announced suspended in mid-air with about 100 tubes going in and out with them as they drain them of their blood to make the compound V. Got Thomas over here not even surprised. Bro's been suspicious since day one. The second those doors opened, he was talking about some I knew it was fake. And as they're exploring the room, Janson comes walking through the door and gets on the call with the head of Wicked, as we find out that all of this is still a part of the trials and they are still harvesting their blood. And they really out here moving like Vote with Homelander, cause the Wicked propaganda really goes crazy. Got me over here actually believing that Ava Page is genuinely doing this to save the kids and restore humanity. But I ain't even gonna lie, everything that makes me believe she's actually good is almost instantly cancelled out by Janson's pure love to hate. It's almost like he purposefully decides to hate just so the kids will run and he can chase them. As he leaves the room and Thomas pulls back to his room, barricading the door and explaining to the squad that this whole operation is still wicked. And I really just love the fact that the squad immediately believe him and look in. There was no time for dilly-dallying, they got straight to work. incredible. As Janson pulls up to their room, seeing them gone, putting the whole spot on lockdown, just to see them on the security cameras holding a random worker hostage. They were just over here doing her dusty. Shorty was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, got into a standstill and got hit with the right of doom. It's just sad. As they run into a hallway with a guard shooting at them, running back, and Minho really has to be the greatest GOAT in fiction as he spins the block, running back and hitting Brody with the flying knee from Timbuktu, knocking bro out. They grab his pole, pulling up to the room where Teresa is and ups it on everyone. I thought he was just gonna start blasting right there and then. They get Teresa out, having to go through the back entrance and straight booms, bro. Hyper over here tweaking out on the ground like he ISO speed, dog. They continue hitting the dash, pulling up to the door just for the key card not to work and Janson and the guards to pull up. And bro really got straight to rage baiting.
You are a worthless bitch ass nigga. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
You would know that with a pole up in your face. I ain't gonna lie, that's some real nigga stuff right there. As the door randomly opens with Aries and Winston on the other side and Thomas gets the sprinting. And this really has to be my favorite scene in the entire franchise. As Thomas hits the meanest 40-yard dash all the way to the door and slides underneath like this Mission Impossible right before it closes. Sensational. As he puts the middle finger up at Janson, and that's right there. That one little gesture was the start of an entire lifetime of hating, bro. This one move literally put Janson on his case right until the end of the third movie. He absolutely needed to get his get back as he managed to get out and enter the desert, making it out of the grasp of Wicked. And for the longest time after this point in the movie, I thought this was all still a part of the trials and he wanted them to escape to see if they could survive in the outside world just like they did in the maze. I was watching every scene until the final act like these, looking at every single detail, trying to figure out whether it was a test or not. But they pull up to an abandoned building as they come up with a plan to go to the resistance to Wicked, the right arm. As they get to exploring the building, gathering supplies, and the microsecond they turn back on the lights, boom, and an entire horde of zombies pull up, running towards them, moving like they titans. And the squad gets to hitting the dash. Got this looking like 2016 during the Killer Clown era. We really had people dressing up with full-blown swords in their hands, getting ready to hit Pennywise level jump scares on random people in the dead of night. These were really some sick Negroes. As they run up to the next platform just for another one to pull up in front of them. And hey, Aries is really a straight gangster. I ain't even know he had it in them like that. You or I, white boy. Just for as they're running,
where you going, little nigga?
And I genuinely thought it was GG's for bro right here until Thomas comes in clutch, kicking bro through the glass, sending it 3 stories down. W-mans. They continue hitting the dash, going through a hallway as Winston ups the pole on the zombies and they get the door open. Just for them to finally get it open and Winston to get dragged back by the zombies, and they proceed to play tug of war with his body, with the zombie straight coughing into his skin as they finally get him out. As they have to hit yet another 100-meter sprint, finally escaping from the zombies, ending the first night and bringing us to the next day. And I ain't gonna lie, from here on out it was GG's for Winston. He was over here struggling to walk as he finally collapses and they have to drag him around everywhere they go. As they end up taking a break with Thomas and Teresa going to talk, and this is the first time we realize that Teresa is about to hit the meanest back door we have ever seen, as she tells Thomas that they should go back to Wicked and all of them should be experimented on.
Is this nigga serious?
But the thing that makes this movie so great is the fact that I can't even hate on her for saying this, just like I can't hate on Ava for wanting to do these experiments. In hindsight, they're just doing this for the betterment of humanity, but just in the worst way possible. But as this is going on, we hit a gunshot as Winston tries to body himself, as we find out that due to the zombies literally branding him like he's in a frat, he is now turning into one of them. And to make sure he doesn't, they give him the gun and leave, allowing him to take himself out as we hit a gunshot in the back. RIP to my dog. The fact a lot of people don't even know he was part of the OG squad is crazy. Put some respect on his name. But they continue on their adventure trying to make it to the right arm, but before they can do that, they end up in an entire lightning storm running to a random building. The maze really turned the entire squad into pure athletes. They really spent about 75% of the movie so far just running, as Minho ends up getting hit with a whole lightning rod, got his chest burning like a fat nigga trying to eat McDonald's, just for them to get in the building and he wakes up just fine. I really thought they were about to body my goat. Ain't no way. But just as it looks like they're safe, boom, as an entire group of chained up zombies pull up out of nowhere. Just for out the door, walking through the zombies trying to horror farm comes a later battle angel. And the entire time I was watching both this and Death Fuel, I deadass couldn't stop seeing Alita. Every time she was on screen, I only saw Alita. She deadass even looks animated herself. But she takes them through the spot, bringing them to her leader, just for it to be the main man himself, Gustavo Fring from Los Pollos Hermanos. Bro got blown up, somehow survived, and is now in a bunker hiding from zombies. The meth game wasn't enough, he now exploits kids to get to safety. This is a sick Negro. As he finds out they're from Wicked, tying them up upside down, and the switch up is really crazy, cause the second he finds out the right arm is real, he instantly starts packing his things, saying he's about to leave with them. I swear, this how people be moving the second they find out the grass might be greener on the other side. And yes, I'm talking about all you cheating ass people watching this vid. We cuddled up like these one day just to see a shorty with a 50-inch BBL and be switching jerseys like they just seen Halliburton hit the game-winning shots. You wouldn't be ashamed of yourself. But as this is going on, one of the little goons have already called up Wicked to snitch as they pull up for the smoke, hitting stealth takedowns like they is Batman. As the squad managed to get down from being tied up just for the snitch himself to pull up. Over here straight glazing Janson. He don't know you, little bro. I promise you we not gonna let you hit. As he gets shot in the back by Brenda and she takes them to get out the spot. And this is the scene that sets up the back door at the end. As Teresa sees one of the walkie-talkies connected to Wicked and ends up taking it with her. Out here moving like her name is Kevin Durant.
Yo,
you make
you're
me
sick to my stomach, fam.
but they get to zip lining out the spot, and in such a crucial moment, a position of having to clutch the game, Brenda go decide to run back to the spot just so she can find something.
Is this nigga serious?
And I don't even know why Thomas decided to run after her. I'm hopping on that zip line with maximum speed. As some of the guards pull up on them and Brenda ups the pole, went about 0 for 5. Shorty really missed every shot. How are you this cheeks? They get to running through the spot onto the beams as the song in the background finishes and the entire spot blows up, with Thomas and Brenda jumping through a hole right before getting crushed. And now after walk through the sewers they get back to the squad, and I wouldn't even wish this on my worst enemy, cause bro, he's lurking. But they get to walking through the spot, peeping a rat, and for the third jump scare of the movie, boom, as he eats the rat and a whole horde of zombies appear. And I don't even know why they ain't start running the second they seen the rat get eaten. They deadass just stand there for about another 30 seconds waiting for the Akatsuki of zombies to pull up before they start running. Y'all are trash. As they make it all the way outside, climbing up the rubble and into the building with the zombies still chasing them. And I swear these zombies gotta be genetically modified or something, cause are you seeing this? Bro's over here climbing up like the Hulk himself, dog. I can see the bicep veins popping out his muscles, just for Brenda to hit bro with a face full of toes, prematurely ending his reign of terror. But they continue climbing as Brenda falls through the door, going into a room and landing on some glass, leading straight to her demise like this a tourist attraction. And as Thomas is pulling up to help her, a zombie decides to make a guest appearance, making the situation 10 times worse. And she gets to squabbling with this creature on the glass. Scorpio hitting attack moves I ain't never seen from a zombie. He gon' pull her back like he fully conscious. Dog, relax. As Thomas holds onto Brenda's arm, breaking the glass and sending the zombie flying down, ending the fight. Just for us to find out that Brenda was bitten during the fight. We'll have her straight tweaking from here right now until she finally gets done like my dog Winston. But they continue on their walk, and Wicked really made it seem like there was no one else in the outside world except from them. Was that way straight capping, cause they pull up to a whole function looking for a guy named Marcus to get into the right arm, just to get forced to drink some weird Diddy juice and gets turned. Higher than Flight reacts himself. I'm talking straight geeking. Her brody out here seeing grievers. The hallucinations were going crazy. As he passes out on the floor and Teresa ends up pulling up on him, and he wakes up with the rest of the squad and Gustavo beating on Marcus, interrogating him like he Batman. And I can't even call this interrogation. He was just out here straight torturing bro, hitting him with entire drop kicks and playing KSI music in the back. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. As he finally cracks, telling them there's a right arm base in the mountains as the squad take his V and go in there their way. They pull up to a blockage in the road, having to go on foot, and as they're walking, they start getting sniped out of nowhere like this a Fortnite match. And this really gotta be the worst aim of all time, cause dog, Thomas was standing still. How do you miss this? I don't know if these were just warning shots, but if they weren't, this has to be Black Boy Max with the sniper, cause y'all are trash. As they're hiding, Gustavo decides he's gonna blow up the entire spot just for one of the snipers to pull up from behind them, telling him to drop the bomb as they uphold on the rest of the squad. And remember what I said about my dog, my slime, my goat, Aries being in an all goals maze. The snipers are some of the goals he was with as he ends up getting them out of trouble. And just peep Gustavo's face as all of this is happening.
My nigga.
I don't think I've ever seen bro look more proud in my life. This right here is the face of a man who has found his successor. But they bring them all the way to the right arm and to their leader as Brenda ends up fainting and they find out that she was bitten. And bro was really ready to slime her out right there and then, no questions about it. And hey, I wouldn't even blame him. Have you seen the crank? Some random lady then pulls up claiming that she knows Thomas and reveals that he was the one who leaked all the Wicked files to them, which is the reason why they put him in the maze and wiped his memory. But Wicked out here moving like Epstein himself. Bro sent about 3 million files of straight tomfoolery. And she then uses Thomas's blood to make a cure for Brenda. And later that night, just as everything is looking up, everyone is safe, Brenda is back awake and healthy, nothing can stop them now. We get the back door of doom as the scene starts with Thomas pulling up on Teresa on the mountaintop, and she starts giving a sub story about her past. Like, shorty, ain't nobody got time for that. We ain't reading all that, little bro. As she starts to apologize for what she's done, and 2 wicked helicopters pull up in the background. But Thomas straight hyperventilating. This how it feels finding out your crush is a straight bop. I swear this has to be top 5 worst feelings you go for wanting shorty to be your wife that's sitting in your room like these. It's an evil world we live in. As he runs back down to the spot, and I thought Wicked wanted to take these kids back. They deadass just blow up the entire camp, bodied about 100 kids right there and then. And guess who's responsible for all this? Janson himself. Bro pulled up personally just so he could catch Thomas. Is this
nigga serious?
He would rather put his life on the line for the catch than sit at home and let his men do the job for him. This is true love of the game right here. I can't even be mad at Janson. You have now been promoted to one of the greatest haters of all time. As the soldiers jump off the helicopter and start blasting everybody in sight, got Janson watching this going down, smiling ear to ear. Sensational. Thomas, Brenda and Gustavo get to hiding as the squad end up getting captured, and Gustavo and Brenda leave the spot with efficient speed as Thomas pulls up on Janson, turning himself in. Got Janson happy as hell, hitting him with a body shot and kneeling him down as Ava Pitch herself pulls up to the scene completely dripped out. She stepped out hard as hell for no reason, dressed in all white. Dog, who you feeling like? They start loading them into the ship and the snake pulls up, revealing to the rest of the squad that she switched sides back to Wicked. And like I said, Janson is really a D1 hater, cause Mary really gon' say 2 words about how Wicked is wrong and he gon' pop her in the stomach while grinning. And this right here was all Thomas needed to up the bomb on everyone, ready to blow the whole spot up. And the way the entire squad is really ready to turn this whole spot into dust, including them, is really just so tough. The literal definition of ride or dies. Got Eva Page hitting the Michael Jordan, get a load of this guy. And just as he's about to blow the spot up, in comes Gustavo with the V, ramming straight into one of the helicopters and sending the whole place into chaos. As Thomas throws the bomb at a bunch of guards, blowing them up, just for Janson to come walking through the smoke and pistol whip bro. And I know I ain't bugging, cause he was just with Ava going back to the ship for safety, which means he decided to come back out into the danger just so we could run the ones with Thomas. This right here is elite level hating. Clap it up for my dog. As he ups the pole in his face just to get shot in the shoulder by Brenda, and the entire squad start the revolt. As Vince ups fire at everything in sight, just for as Minho is helping everyone escape, he gets shot himself and taken with Wicked as they fly off with the remaining kids, ending off the battle. Got everyone in distraught the next morning as the movie ends with Thomas hitting a Captain Owen level speech to get everyone together to go save Minho and body Ava. Absolute cinema.